Ever thought about how strategic decision-making permeates our daily lives? It's like the invisible hand, subtly guiding our choices and actions. Take a moment to consider the world of business executives. Every day they navigate a sea of competitive moves, market dynamics, and potential collaborations. They're not just making decisions, they're crafting strategies. These strategies are the compass that guide businesses through the complex landscape of the corporate world. So a well-thought strategy plays a pivotal role in the path to success. Imagine two criminals arrested for a crime. What happens next? Picture this. They can either stay mum or betray the other. If both choose silence, they serve a lesser sentence. But if one rats out the other, he walks free while the other faces a severe sentence. Now that's the prisoner's dilemma for you. It beautifully illustrates the tug-of-war between personal gain and collective good. It's a classic example of the tension between self-interest and the collective welfare. Now, isn't that a thought-provoking predicament? Now, what if businesses behaved like prisoners? Imagine two firms in a competitive marketplace. If they both cooperate, perhaps by maintaining fair prices, they can coexist profitably. But if one undercuts the other, it could reap greater short-term rewards. Yet this betrayal may invite retaliation, sparking a price war harmful to both. Here's where the prisoner's dilemma comes into play. Repeated interactions between businesses show that cooperation and building a trustworthy reputation often lead to long-term mutual benefits. In the long run, cooperation and trust can be more profitable than short-term gains. How does a community overcome the temptation to free ride when addressing a common issue? Imagine a neighborhood grappling with an environmental issue. Everyone benefits if they all chip in. But what if some decide to sit back and let others do the heavy lifting? That's the challenge of collective action. It's a dance, a delicate balance of individual and collective interests. Overcoming this hurdle calls for effective coordination and the right incentives. Because at the end of the day, the key to successful collective action lies in effective coordination and appropriate incentives. Ever wondered why some businesses lower prices temporarily? It's a strategic move known as entry deterrence and predation. Imagine a dominant firm in the market slashing prices to make the environment hostile for newcomers. This isn't about a sale or generosity. It's a calculated move to drive the competition away, deterring potential entrants. Once the competition is out, the prices go back up, securing the firm's market power. It's a predatory approach, a game of survival in the business world. Strategic pricing can be a powerful tool to establish barriers to entry. What goes into a salary negotiation between an employer and a job candidate? Imagine a chess game, where each move is calculated and strategic. It's not just about the number on the check. Both parties have a preferred salary range, and the negotiation process is a dance to find a mutually acceptable agreement within that range. Understanding each other's preferences, being open to compromise, and demonstrating flexibility are crucial skills in this strategic interaction. Remember, effective bargaining involves finding a balance between one's interests and those of the other party. How does a country use nuclear weapons as a credible threat for defense? This question thrusts us into the fascinating realm of international relations strategy. Imagine a world stage where countries like chess players make calculated moves. Threats and promises become powerful tools. A nation may project the image of a sleeping dragon, warning others with its nuclear capability. But it's not about sparking a war, it's about deterrence, about influencing others' actions through the potent promise of retaliation. Effective communication of threats and promises can shape behavior without resorting to actual conflict. How do strategic decisions in the early game of chess impact the outcome? Picture a chess match. Each move a player makes is a calculated strategy, building towards an endgame. The opening moves set the board's tone, forcing the opponent to respond. As the game progresses, players must adapt their strategies to counter their opponent's moves. It's a dance of decision and response, all leading to the final checkmate. In sequential games, the early moves can significantly shape the endgame. Ever participated in an online auction? How did you decide your bid? The strategic dance of auctions is fascinating. You're not just putting a price on an item, you're trying to outwit your competitors. You have to decide when to jump into the bidding fray, how high to push your bid, and the trickiest part, when to bow out. Different auction formats like English, Dutch, or sealed bid add another layer to this strategic game. Auctions are a great example of strategic decision-making under competitive pressure. So, what have we learned about strategy and decision-making? We've journeyed from understanding the prisoner's dilemma to grasping how strategic moves shape outcomes in games like chess. We've explored how collective action and bargaining play out in real-world scenarios, and how threats and promises can influence behavior. We've seen the evolution of stable strategies and the dynamics of auctions. All these insights reveal the complexity of strategic thinking across different contexts. Remember, strategic decision-making is an art that we use in many aspects of our lives. Keep strategizing.